Also today, with a simple signature, Governor Cuomo signed a new law here in Western New York to help fight the opioid addiction crisis. And listen to this. The governor says New Yorkers are dying from opioids at the same rate people were dying from AIDS at the peak of that epidemic. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley was with the governor today.
We're losing as many people to heroin and opioid overdoses as we lost to the AIDS epidemic at its peak.
It was a packed house this morning at Evergreen Commons in Buffalo as lawmakers, heroin task force members, and community leaders gathered to watch Governor Cuomo sign comprehensive legislation to combat the growing opioid epidemic. The legislation comes from recommendations made by Cuomo's heroin task force that traveled across the state seeking input.
And in fact, we're on track to reach over 500 deaths here in Erie County alone.
The recommendations were fast-tracked into law, passing the state legislature last week.
The problem starts in the doctor's office.
Under the new law, opioid prescriptions will be limited to 7 days instead of the current 30 days, with exceptions for chronic pain patients. Prescribers will have to undergo mandatory training. The legislation will also remove insurance barriers for treatment, eliminating pre-authorization requirements.
You have to be able to strike fast and get them into treatment at that moment.
Families can now request 72 hours of evaluation for addicted individuals.
That can be the matter of life and death those few days.
And the state is going to add 270 beds and over 2,300 slots for opioid treatment.
We can save lives with this program.
The governor also thanked parents who lost children to the opioid epidemic and continued to push for the changes, especially Julie and Avi Israel from Buffalo.
I just know that there was a driving force behind this, and it was my son's hand in this. It was almost like divine intervention.
This is not going to help Michael, but it's going to help a lot of people.
Governor Cuomo and lawmakers hope this new legislation will make a big difference in fighting the opioid epidemic, but they realize it might not be the only step needed, and that's why the legislation will be monitored to see if more needs to be done. In Buffalo, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.